morning everyone. Today we will discuss about body wall of the earthworm. Body wall. Body wall covers the internal organs. Body wall covers the internal organs and protect them. Body wall covers the internal organs and protect them. Outermost layer of the body wall. Outermost layer of the body wall is called cuticle. Outermost layer of the body wall is called cuticle. Cuticle is non-cellular layer. Cuticle is non-cellular thin layer. Next layer, epidermis. Epidermis is made up of columnar cells, single layered columnar cells. Epidermis is formed by the single layer of columnar cells. These columnar cells contains goblet cells, supporting cells, supporting cells. Goblet cells secretes, goblet cells are mucus cells. Goblet cells are mucus cells. Goblet cells secretes mucus. This mucus protects the body wall from the harmful bacteria and it maintains moisture condition of the body wall. It helps for the cutaneous respiration. Mucus cells secretes mucus. This mucus protects the harmful bacteria from the body wall and help for the cutaneous respiration. Next layer, muscularis layer. Outer layer of the muscularis layer is circular muscle. Next layer, muscularis layer. Outer layer of the, this is muscularis layer. Outer layer of the muscularis layer is circular muscle. Next, inner layer of the muscularis layer is longitudinal muscle. Outer layer is circular muscle and inner layer is longitudinal muscle. The next layer is parietal layer or somatic layer. The elementary canal, this is elementary canal. Elementary canal is surrounded by visceral layer or splanchnic layer. These two layers are derived from mesoderm. Somatic layer and splanchnic layers, these are derived from mesoderm. In between these two layers, somatic layer and splanchnic layer, called coelom. Coelom present between parietal layer and visceral layer. These two layers are derived from mesoderm. This coelom is called schizoscoelom. Coelom is called schizoscoelom. Schizo means splitting of mesoderm. Schizoscoelom is formed by the splitting of mesoderm. Splitting of mesoderm is called schizoscoelom. The coelom contains coelomic fluid. This coelomic fluid helps for the hydrostatic skeleton. Coelomic fluid helps in hydrostatic skeleton. Coelomic fluid helps as hydrostatic skeleton during the locomotion. This coelomic fluid acts as hydrostatic skeleton. This coelomic fluid acts as hydrostatic skeleton during locomotion. During locomotion, coelom is also called perivisceral cavity. Coelom is also called perivisceral cavity. Perivisceral cavity is surrounded by outer parietal layer, inner visceral layer. The sequence of the body wall layers outer to inner is cuticle, epidermis, circular muscles, longitudinal, parietal layer, visceral layer. The sequence of the body wall outer to inner layers are cuticle, epidermis, circular muscle, longitudinal muscle, parietal layer, visceral layer. These are the body wall of the alimentary canal. The space between the body wall and the alimentary canal. The space between the body wall and the alimentary canal is called coelom. Coelom means the space between the body wall and the alimentary canal is called coelom. Coelom is covered by outer parietal layer and inner visceral layer. These layers are derived from embryonic mesoderm. So, this coelom is called schizocoelom. Schizo means splitting of mesoderm is called schizocoelom. Next, digestive system of earthworm. The alimentary canal of earthworm is straight tube. Mouth present in the first segment. Mouth is present in the tip of the first segment. Mouth is covered by prostomium. Mouth present in the peristomium. Peristomium is the first segment of earthworm. Mouth opens into buccal cavity. Buccal cavity occupies 1 to 3 segments. Next, buccal cavity opens into muscular pharynx. Important. Muscular pharynx. Buccal cavity opens into muscular pharynx. Pharynx occupies fourth segment. Pharynx opens into short narrow tube called esophagus. Esophagus occupies 5 to 7 segments. Esophagus opens into a swallowing part is called gizzard. Gizzard act as grinding mill. Gizzard occupies 8th and 9th segments. Next, gizzard opens into a stomach. Stomach occupies 9th segment to 14th segment. Next, stomach opens into intestine. Intestine starts from 15th segment to last segment. In intestine, sharp conical projections from the intestine on the 20th segment. Sharp conical outgrowths from the intestine on the 26th segment is called intestinal caecae. Intestinal caecae projects from the intestine on the 26th segment. called intestinal cecum. Intestinal cecum releases amylase. Intestinal cecum release amylase. Amylase helps for the digestion of carbohydrates. Digestion of carbohydrates. After 26th segment, the mid-dorsal line of the intestine has, after 26th segment, the mid-dorsal line of the intestine is invaginated into the lumen. This is lumen. Invaginate into the lumen forms diplosole. This diplosole increases the area of absorption. This diplosole helps for the increase the area of absorption. It is not well developed in peritoneum. Diplosole is not well developed in peritoneum. This diplosole extends after 26th segment to after 26th segment to last 23rd to 25th segment. Diplosole extends after 26th segment to last 23rd to 25th segment. Listen carefully. This is, for example, first segment to 100 segments. Earthworm contains 100 segments. This is the intestine. 15 segment to last segment occupies intestine. Diplosole starts from after 26th to between the last 23rd to 25 segments, means 75 to 77 segments. This is diplosole region. Diplosole occupies after 26th segment to last 23rd to 25th segment. It means 27 to 75 or 77 segments. Diplosole occupies 27 segment to 77 segments. Based on the diplosole, the intestine is divided into three parts. Based on the diplosole, the intestine is divided into three parts. This is pre-diplosole region. Pre-diplosole region occupies 15 segment to 26th segment. Next, diplosole region occupies 27 segment to 75 or 77 segments. Next, post-diplosole region. This post-diplosole region also called rectum. Post-diplosole region occupies 75 or 77 segment to 100 segments. The food of earthworm contains organic matter and decaying leaves. Decaying leaves is the soil. The food of the earthworm contains organic matter and decaying leaves with the soil. This food material enters into the mouth through the buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus and gizzard. In this gizzard, the food is crushed by gizzard. So gizzard acts as grinding mill. In stomach, calciferous glands present in the stomach. Stomach contains calciferous glands. Calciferous glands. Important. Stomach contains calciferous glands. These calciferous glands secretes. These calciferous glands neutralize the humic acid. Calciferous glands neutralize the humic acid present in the soil. Important. Stomach contains calciferous glands. These glands neutralize the humic acid present in the soil. Next, intestine. In intestine, the food enters into the intestine. The digestive enzymes present in the intestine digest the compound organic matter into simple absorbable substance. These absorbable substance is absorbed by the typlosol and villi present in the intestine. The unabsorbed food material enters out through the anus. This fecal matter is called worm casting. These worm casting helps for the tracing the earthworms. These worm casting help for the tracing of earthworms. This is the elementary canal of the earthworm.